Hi friends, today we'll see PFM MCQ series 2. First question, partial shipment is not allowed as per LC, but the document shows that half the goods are carried by vessel A and half the goods are carried by vessel B. What should bank do? Partial shipment is not allowed, but document shows that half of the goods are carried by vessel A and half of the goods are carried by vessel B. What should bank do? Bank can accept the documents because as per Article 31 of UCP 600, shipment of goods on the same means of transport and has the same journey will not be considered as a partial shipment. In this case, bank can accept the document. Question number 2. Transshipment is not allowed in LC, but document shows that the goods are carried by vessel A and then through vessel B. What should the bank do? The bank do? Previous case, partial shipment. Okay, half the goods were carried by vessel A and half the goods are carried by vessel B. In this case, transshipment, that is like halfway. Okay, first half vessel A and second half vessel B. Okay, then in this case, what should the bank do? Okay, bank can accept the documents because as per Article 19 to class 2 of UCP 600, if document states that transshipment may take place but LC prohibits the transshipment, document shall be accepted. Okay, even though LC prohibits the transshipment, but the documents, okay, between the buyer and the seller, what does it say? Whether it says that transshipment can take place, then bank should accept the document. Third, quantity of goods specified in document is 5356 while it is 500 units in LC. What should bank do? It's obvious. Bank can reject the document. As per Article 31, quantity specified in LC cannot be different in documents. Okay, quantity cannot be different between LC and the document. Okay, it should be same quantity. Question number 4. The bank which sends LC to beneficiary is called. The bank which sends LC to beneficiary is called advising bank. The bank which sends LC to the beneficiary is called advising bank. Fifth question, the bank that give advice to the beneficiary that documents are okay is called. The bank that give advice to the beneficiary that documents are okay. Here we need to note that the bank advises that the documents are okay. Okay, the documents submitted by the beneficiary are okay. Okay, this is not the here the bank is not advising LC to the beneficiary. Okay, the bank is advising the beneficiary for the documents submitted by him. So which bank does this? It is negotiating bank. The bank which advises LC to the beneficiary, that is called advising bank. Here the bank which advises the documents to the beneficiary is called negotiating bank. Sixth question, an LC calls for commercial invoice not exceeding US $2 lakh as per UCPDC 600. The invoice can be for the term not exceeding US dollar 2 lakh. That means it can be the invoice can be US dollar 2 lakh. Okay, answer A. Option A is correct. US 2 lakh dollars. Seventh question, as per UCPDC 600, if there is no indication in the credit of the insurance coverage required, the amount of insurance coverage must be at least the value of the goods. Okay, there is no indication that the insurance about the insurance in LC. Okay, then how much it could be? If there is no indication about the insurance, what should be at least minimum value of the goods? Option A is correct. Okay, at least 110% of the CIF value. Option A, 110% of the CIF value. Article 13(4)(f) 2. Unless otherwise specified, insurance shall be issued for an amount of 110% of the goods. Option A is correct. Okay. At least 110% of the CIF value. Option A, 110% of the CIF value. Article 13(4)(f) 2. Unless otherwise specified, insurance shall be issued for an amount of 110% of CIF or CIP value of goods. Here the CIF means cost, insurance and freight. The value of the goods sold includes cost of goods, insurance and freight up to the destination mentioned. CIP means carriage and insurance paid up to the named destination. Okay. Question number 8. A letter of credit is opened in US dollars. The insurance document can be in US dollars only if option A, US dollars only if not otherwise stipulated in the credit, in any freely convertible currency, or Indian rupees in US dollars only, either B or C. A letter of credit is opened in US dollars. Opened in US dollars. The insurance, if LC is in US dollars, insurance document should be in US dollars. Okay, if not otherwise stipulated in the credit. Okay. Option A, Article 34(f)(1), the currency of the insurance must be same as the currency of LC. Question number 9. A letter of credit was opened by us stipulating for clean onboard bill of lading. While scrutinizing the documents under the UCPDC, we find that the notation some packages tone appears in the bill of lading. What should the bank do? A letter of credit was opened by us stipulating for clean onboard bill of lading, but we find notion some packages tone appears in bill of lading. Here in this case, option A, accept the bill of lading as it is as per the terms of LC. B, try to rectify the irregularity with the shipping agent. Option C, wait until the ship arrives and verify the goods. Option D, immediately on receipt of the documents, inform the negotiating bank by telex that the documents are discrepant and they are held at risk and responsibility of the negotiating bank. Option E, either B or C. So in this case, answer is D. Immediately on receipt of documents, inform the negotiating bank by telex that the documents are indiscrepant and they are held at the risk and responsibility of the negotiating bank. Next question. Question number 10. Letter of credit transactions subject to provisions of. Letters of credit transaction subject to provisions of UCPDC 600. Option B is correct. 11th question. Full form of UCPDC is. Full form of UCPD is option C, Uniform Customs and Practices for Documentary Credits. Uniform Customs and Practices for Documentary Credits. Uniform Customs and Practices for Documentary Credits. Question number 12. For letter of credit transactions in international trade under UCPDC ICC Publication 600, branches of a bank in different countries are considered. Branches of a bank in different countries are considered as option A, another bank, option B, units of the same bank, option C, associate banks, option D, either A or B as per the choice of the beneficiary, option E, either A or C as per the choice of the negotiating bank. Branches of a bank in different countries are considered as another bank. They are considered different bank. So here option A, another bank. Question number 13. If a credit does not indicate whether LC is revocable or irrevocable, as per UCPDC 600, it will be treated as. If LC is nowhere indicated where it can be revocable or irrevocable, by default, option A, it will be irrevocable. That is the correct one. Okay. Question number 14. If a letter of credit and UCPDC have contradictory provisions, which of the following statement will be true in this regard? Okay, LC and the document, or sorry, LC and the UCPDC provisions have contradictions. In this case, which will be true? Option A, provisions of UCPDC will prevail over those of credit. Option B, provisions of credit will prevail over those of UCPDC. Option C, better of the provisions of UCPDC or credit as applicable to the beneficiary will prevail. Option D, better of the provisions of UCPDC or credit as applicable to the applicant of the credit will prevail. Option E, it being a disputed matter, the matter will have to be referred to ICC Paris. Okay, so if there are contradictory provisions between the LC and the UCPDC, okay, the provisions of the credit will prevail over those of UCPDC, because as per Article 1, UCP 600 does not apply by default. Okay, it will UCPDC provisions are not applicable by default. A statement needs to be incorporated into the LC that expressly state it is subject to these rules. LC is subject to UCP 600 rules. It should be expressly stated in LC. Then only UCPDC provisions are applicable. Otherwise, provisions of the LC will prevail over those of UCPDC. Next question. Question number 15. Which of the following features do or does not apply to transferable credit? So in case of transferable credit, which is not applicable? Option A, transferable LC is one which is expressly written to be transferable. Okay, actually this is true. A transferable LC has to be expressly written as transferable. The option B, transferable LC can be transferred only once but can be transferred to more than one parties. Okay, it can be transferred only one but can be transferred more than one parties. That is also true. Option C, in a transferable credit, the first beneficiary has the right to substitute his own invoices and draft for those of the second beneficiary. In option C, transferable credit, the first beneficiary has the right to substitute his own invoices and draft for those of the second beneficiary. Let's go to option D also. Transfer of such credit by second beneficiary back to first beneficiary is not permitted. Transfer of such credit by second beneficiary back to first beneficiary is not permitted. No, this is not true. Transfer back to the first beneficiary is permitted. Transfer of such credit by second beneficiary to back to first beneficiary is not permitted, which is not applicable to transferable credit. Sixteenth question, which type of LC supports payments for partial deliveries of goods at specific intervals that cover value of each consecutive installment? Which type of LC supports payments for partial delivery of goods at specific intervals that cover the value of each consecutive installment? Answer is revolving LC. Revolving LC supports partial payments of goods at specific intervals. The value is equal to the consecutive installment. Question number 17. A red class LC is one in which option A, the beneficiary can avail pre-shipment finance up to the amount specified in LC. Option B, negotiation is restricted to a particular bank. Option C, all classes are compulsory printed in red. Option D, there are certain restrictive clauses as to the period of shipment, negotiation of bills, etc. Answer is option A. The beneficiary can avail pre-shipment finance up to the amount specified in LC is called a red class LC. Mainly the word pre-shipment finance is linked to red class LC. A back-to-back letter LC or letter of credit is option A, one on the strength of which another bank's guarantee is obtained. Option B, a second set of fresh LC is opened in favor of the second beneficiary on the strength of the original LC. Option C, one backed by the government guarantee. Option D, a set of two LCs printed on back of each other. Option D, none of these. A back-to-back LC is a second set of fresh LC opened in favor of the second beneficiary on the strength of the original LC. Here option B is the correct answer. Question number 19. A green class LC is an extension of option A, transferable credit. Option B, confirmed irrevocable credit. Option C, red class credit. Option D, revolving credit. Option E, all of the above. A green class LC is an extension of red class credit or red class LC. Option C is the correct answer. Question number 20. A classed bill of lading. A classed bill of lading means bill of lading. Option A, containing special classes as required under LC. Option B, with a class that shipping company has a right to increase the freight. Option C, giving the importer right to refuse payment of freight if goods are damaged on board. D, indicating defective condition or packaging of goods. Option E, any one or more of the above. A classed bill of lading is one which actually is indicating that a defective condition or packaging of the goods is called classed bill of lading. Here answer is for 20. Option D is the correct answer. Indicating defective condition or packaging of goods. Next question. Question number 21. The expiry date of LC is 15/7/2020. The last date of shipment mentioned in the LC is 36. The shipment was actually made on 17/6/2020 and the documents were presented on 15/7/2020. Choose the best option out of the following as per the provisions of the UCPD 600. Let's go through the options as well. Option A, the document should have been presented within 7 days from the date of shipment. Is that correct? Okay. As per the UCPDC condition, the documents can be presented within 21 days. Okay. So this within 7 days is the wrong one. Option B, documents can be accepted as they are presented within the validity of the letter of credit. The documents are accepted as they are presented within the validity of the credit. So when is the document is presented? It is presented on 15/7. Okay. So it is presented before the expiry of the LC. That is one thing. Okay, but the shipment took place 36 to 15/7. The shipment was actually made 17/6. The last date of the shipment only 36, but the original shipment took place on 17/6. So it's almost a month. Almost a month means, but as per the UCPD condition, it should be presented before 21 days. The option D should be the correct one. The document should have been presented within 21 days from the date of shipment. Okay, the answer is D. Here it's more than 21 days from the actual shipment to the presentation of the documents is more than 21 days. It should have been presented before 21 days. Then question number 22. Punjab National Bank received a letter of credit opened by a bank in Germany. It is not in a position to verify the apparent authenticity of LC. Which of the following is true with reference to LC as per the UCPD 600? Punjab National Bank received a letter of credit opened by a bank in Germany. Okay, it is not in a position to verify the uh, authenticity of LC. So, here in this case, Punjab National Bank must advise the credit to the beneficiary without disclosing the facts. Option B, Punjab National Bank may elect not to advise the credit and must so inform issuing bank without delay. This should be the more appropriate one. Let's see. Option C, Punjab National Bank may elect to advise the credit to the beneficiary without recourse. Okay. Option D, either B or C. Punjab National Bank may not advise the credit. If it is not advising it, it has to inform the issuing bank without delay, the bank in Germany, or the Punjab National Bank may elect to advise the credit to the beneficiary without recourse, because if there is anything, it should not come back, so it has to use under without recourse. Question number 23. A letter of credit was issued on 1/8/2019. Bill of lading presented on 10/8/2019 under LC was dated 25/7/2019. The UC is silent on this aspect. The authorized dealer should accept the bill of lading if otherwise in order. Not accept the document dated prior to the date of LC. Is it the document date of, what is the date of document here? LC dated. Letter of credit was issued 1/8. Bill of lading presented on 10/8. What's dated 25/7. 25/7. The document is dated prior to the LC. LC is 1/8, but the document date is 25/7 itself. So option C, refer the matter to the applicant of LC. Option D, refer the matter to the issuing bank. Here answer is B. Answer is A. The accept the bill of lading if otherwise in order. As per Article 14.1 specifically provides that the documents could be dated prior to the date of LC, but should not be dated after the date of presentation. Date of presentation is 10/8. Okay, but LC date is before the date of documents presentation. Okay, and also the documents dated can be prior to the LC date. The documents date can be prior to the LC date, but the date of presentation of the documents should not be before the LC. That's the only condition. Question number 24. A manufacturer exporter will prefer transferable LC, irrevocable LC, irrevocable confirmed LC, or revocable LC. A manufacturer exporter will prefer irrevocable confirmed LC. Question number 25. As per UCP DC 600, the words about are approximately used in connection with the amount of credit in quantity or unit price stated in credit are to be construed as allowing a tolerance not to exceed percentage more or less than the amount, quantity or unit the place they preferred. The words in connection with the amount of credit price stated in the credit. So if the in LC the word about or approximately is used, the tolerance allowed is 10%. In a set of documents submitted under LC, the date of shipment is 33/2009, whereas the insurance policy is dated 3/4/2009. In this case, date of shipment is 33. Insurance policy is dated 3/4. Insurance is after the date of shipment. So in this case, we may accept the documents provided necessary cover has been provided in the policy effective from the date of shipment. B. We must refuse the document as it is a discrepancy. C. The date of insurance policy must be changed to the prior to the date of shipment. Option D, either B or C. Option E, none of the above. Answer is A. We may accept the documents provided the necessary cover has been provided in the policy effective from the date of shipment. If there is a effective coverage from the date of shipment, then we can accept the documents. We don't have to reject the documents stating the insurance is not from the date of shipment. Okay. Question number 27. The beneficiary is an irrevocable letter of credit which was advised by us request us to add our confirmation. A beneficiary of an irrevocable letter of credit which was advised by us. So LC we have advised. So we are the advising bank. Advising bank can be a confirmation bank, but the confirmation should be given by on whose request. Whether beneficiary can ask us to add a confirmation or the issuing bank should ask us to add our confirmation. Okay, in this case beneficiary is requesting us to add our confirmation, but the option A, the confirmation is added at the request of the opening bank and will be done only as per the arrangement. So we should add our confirmation only as per the request of the issuing bank or a opening bank only. Option A is the correct one. Okay. Question number 28. Our bank opened an irrevocable letter of credit and our correspondent bank abroad negotiated the bills under this LC and got the reimbursement when the documents were presented to our importer customer. He refused to pay on the plea that the goods were not as per the contract in this case. So LC is everything is done and exporter has given exported the goods, but importer upon receiving the goods he found that the goods are fault or something like that and he refusing to pay to us, but we have reimbursed it to the corresponding bank or negotiating bank. So in this case what we'll do, option A, we will verify the goods and take them minimum to our possession. Option B, we cannot recover the money from the negotiating bank because as per UCPDC we deal in documents and not in goods, and we will proceed to recover the amount from the importer. Option C, we will request the correspondent bank to pay back the money. Option D, either A or B. Option E, none of the above. The correct answer is we cannot recover the money from the negotiating bank because as per UCPDC we deal in documents and not in goods, and we will proceed to recover the amount from the importer. As per Article 5, banks deal in documents and not in goods and services. Recovery of amount from the applicant must not be linked to the honoring of payment to the negotiating bank. Whether we have paid it to the negotiating bank or not, but it should not be related to the recovering the amount from the applicant. Question number 29. Bank A opened an LC which is advised to the beneficiary through Bank B. Bank C has been authorized to negotiate the document under LC. If some amendment to LC is to be advised to the beneficiary, this will be done through which bank? Already Bank B has advised the beneficiary on LC. Okay. If there is any other amendment to that LC, the amendment also has to be advised via the same advising bank. Okay, in this case Bank B. Question number 30. A letter of credit is for US dollar 10,000, but the invoice is for US dollar 10,900. The bill of exchange can be up to maximum amount of bill of exchange. LC LC amount is 10,000. Invoice amount is 10,900. How much we can pay? Okay, bill of exchange can be up to the amount mentioned in the LC. The bank can pay up to US dollar 10,000. Question number 31. Bank of Tokyo advised an UC to the beneficiary in India through Bank of Baroda. It intends to advise an amendment through SBI under UCPDC. Here also the same similar to the previous question we discussed. Here the advising bank is different, but as per the correct one, it has to advise through the same bank. Option A, it is choice of the issuing bank to select any bank for advising amendment. No. Option B, it has to advise the amendment only through the Bank of Baroda. The option B is the correct one. Option B, yes. Question number 32. If a credit contains conditions without stating documents to be presented in compliance therewith. If a credit contains conditions without stating documents to be presented in compliance therewith, what should bank do? Okay. Option A, have to seek clarification from the opening bank. Option B, disregard the conditions as not stated. Option C, obtain the documents in their discretion which appears to satisfy these conditions. Option D, either A or C. Option E, none of the above. So, if a credit contains conditions without stating the documents, what should bank do? Answer is B. Disregard the conditions. Disregard the conditions in LC as not stated in the documents. Article 14G. Any requirement in credit that is not specifically part of the required document will be ignored by the bank in determining conformity. Any requirement in the credit that is not specifically part of the required document will be ignored by the bank in determining conformity. Question number 33. An LC was available for shipment by monthly installments of ready-made garments from India. The shipment for March 2009 was not affected within the time available for that installment. In this case, as per UCPDC, option A, beneficiary of the LC can ship two installments together in April 1, 2009. Option B, the credit ceases to be available for that and subsequent installment unless otherwise stipulated in the credit. Option C, even earlier installments will not be covered under LC. Option D, either A or C. Option E, the matter to be referred to RBI. Here, answer is option B. The credit ceases to be available for that and subsequent installment unless otherwise stipulated in the credit. In revolving LC, the second payment is not effective until the previous installment has been paid. Okay, so the first transaction should have been completed in order to take place the next installment. Otherwise, the LC ceases. Question number 34. Under UCPDC 600, what is the maximum number of days allowed for examination of documents by issuing bank and negotiating bank? For examination of documents by issuing bank and negotiating bank. Answer A, 5 banking days each. Article 14. Banks now only have 5 banking days to accept or refuse documents. For the examination of the documents, only it has only 5 days each. Question number 35. As per Article 36 of UCPD 600, force majeure clause, a bank assumes no liability or responsibility for the consequences arising out of the interruption of its business by acts of God, riot, civil commotions, insurrections, wars, acts of terrorism, or by any strikes or lockouts or any other causes beyond its control. Which of these items has been added in UCPDC 600? So which of the items has been added newly under UCPDC 600 in the words acts of God or riot, civil commotions, insurrections, wars, acts of terrorism? So in UCPD 600, the word the acts of terrorism was added. Answer is A. Question number 36. If about or approximately is not written in with the quantity of goods, a tolerance more or less than the quantity of the goods is allowed provided the credit does not state the quantity in terms of the stipulated number of packing units or individual items and the total amount of the drawings does not exceed the amount of the credit. So if the words about or approximately is not written, what would be the tolerance amount? In this case, tolerance amount is 5%. If it is mentioned about or approximately, it is 10%. If it is not mentioned, it is only 5%. Question number 37. If in a letter of credit, word about is written within the date for submission of documents for negotiation, then up to which date of documents can be submitted for negotiation? Question number 37. If in LC word about is written within the date with the date for submission of the documents for negotiation, then up to which date documents can be submitted? If the word about is mentioned, then for dates, how many dates is allowed? About means 5 days before or 5 days after. 5 days before or 5 days after is called about. Answer is C is the correct one. Question number 38. As per UCPDC 600, if on LC date of expiry is written as by end of June, if date of expiry is written by end of June, it means the last 10 days, 21st to 30th of June is end of June. End of June is called 21st to 30th June. Question number 39. Unless otherwise stated in letter of credit, banks will accept which type of bill of lading? Unless otherwise stated in LC, banks will accept which bill of lading? On-board bill of lading. Unless otherwise stated, banks will accept on-board bill of lading, not any other type of lading. On-board bill of lading, option D. Question number 40. Under letter of credit, part amount paid to beneficiary. While paying balance amount, importer complains against quality of goods and requests the bank not to pay the amount for bills drawn under LC. What should bank do? Option A, bank should not pay as it is a case of fraud. Option B, bank should not pay as recovery will be difficult in such circumstances. Option C, bank can suspend payment, seek clarification from exporter and make payment after being satisfied. Option D, bank has to make payment as in LC transaction. Banks deal in documents and not in goods. It's the same case, whether it's a partial amount or full amount. Okay, banks deal in documents. It does not care about the goods. So here option D is the correct one. Question number 41. In a letter of credit, it is written that documents can be negotiated on 30th June. In this case, the documents can be negotiated up to which date? On 30th June means between 25th June to 5th July. 5 days before and 5 days after is on. On means it's literally in the midpoint on 30th June. So 5 days before 25th June to 5th July. Question number 42. A letter of credit issued in strength of another LC. It's back to back LC. Question number 43. A letter of credit that carries a provision traditionally written or typed in red ink, which allows exporter to raise pre-shipment credit up to a fixed sum from the advising or payment bank at the request of the issuing bank is called a letter of credit that carries a provision which allows exporter to raise pre-shipment credit to a fixed sum from the advising bank or paying bank at the request of the issuing bank is called pre-shipment credit is related to red class LC. Option C.